there, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our January 2019 customer webinar. Today, Gary Stibolt, Digital Media Solutions Specialist, and Doug Green, Product Manager, are here to show off our all-new basketball bracket pick'em contests for GamesPerform. Say that 10 times fast. I'm Cherry Wolf, Marketing Specialist for TownNews. The presentation will take about 30 minutes and a Q&A will follow. At any point, you can type a question into the chat box, but we'll wait to answer them at the end. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be available early next week. You're up, Gary. Take it away.
Well, thank you. Good morning. This is a new product on our, actually a new contest that we're featuring on our GamesPerform product. We have different platforms, and this is just another contest for GamesPerform. So today we'll go ahead and just kind of give you some highlights about what the platform GamesPerform is. Then get into the nuts and bolts about why we're here today for this particular topic, creating your own college basketball bracket contest. With that's going to come some additional advertising opportunities, user engagement stuff we'll talk about. We also have a live demo that Doug and I will be showing you throughout this process. And then we'll be announcing a TownNews bracket challenge towards the end. And then we'll go ahead and close out with all of your questions. So GamesPerform itself as a platform is a new source of revenue for everybody. It just gives you another avenue stream to support what you currently do. It's another way to go ahead and increase user engagement, getting fans or users to engage and in additional content that they currently are not getting on their regular news sources, your sites or whatever it may be. And then it's a way to go ahead and help target or grow your target audience. So obviously with the a bracket contest, it's a very specific target, those that are sports-minded enthusiasts. You'll be able to target those. It's another way too to go ahead and drive traffic back to your site. Now the platform alone allows you to go ahead and publish stories, sports news, pretty much anything on the platform itself. However, if you have a story on your site that you want to feed into the bracket contest, you can certainly do that by just inserting the URL for your site. And then when the user clicks on that URL, it goes back, they're being driven back to your site. It's also designed to go ahead and complement what you're currently doing in print and online publications. And it also gives you another way to support and serve your market area. So some of the highlights, it's a contest that pay. It supports local advertising. You could use image ads. It also supports Google Ad Manager, formerly DFP, the programmatic ads. And then there's a couple of different sponsorship packages that you can put together for this. And I'll show you a couple of those specific to the bracket contest. It's an easy rollout. It requires a unique domain, but you can customize the theme and the whole lookout feel of your contest. Color scheme, graphics, whatever the case may be. So you can fully customize a contest to fit what you currently have in maybe print or online. It is a mobile responsive design, the platform is itself, and it also supports user leagues, expert positions. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then, as I mentioned, sports news coverage. You could do it on the platform itself or put in the URL to your site and drive traffic back to your site. So the Bracket Pick'em Challenge. This is a new contest for the Men's College Basketball Championship Tournament. It has a bracket-designed user interface, as you can see over here in the screenshot. It has and supports live scoring updates. We use Stats Inc. It's a national sports data vendor that will be feeding the contest with all the data and updating the scores. There's live scoring updates. That'll be done. Those are done in 5-minute increments for this, Doug?
Yes.
Okay, 5-minute increments while the game is in action. Once all of the games have been completed for that particular round, so you see the round 1 here for the Southern Division, once all of those games have been completed, then the round will be automatically scored and graded, and then the next round gets populated with your winners' choices and your losers' choices. Your winners and losers will be designated here. They'll be updated. and we'll show that to you in a live demo. But then the next round gets populated automatically. So it's pretty much turnkey, pretty much hands-off as far as having to manage the contest itself. But any other advertising we'll talk about here in just a couple of minutes is something that we can assist you in adding into your site. We do have some, in case of a tiebreaker or a tie, we use the championship game itself to go ahead and break ties. There's two predictions that you will enter. One is a total score of the championship game, the combined score, and the combined total rebounds of that game. There is a bonus question as well. We'll give you an example of that is also used to calculate the tiebreaker. So that's the basketball pick'em challenge in a nutshell. What the product of the contest is. It's just about like any other bracket that you're probably familiar with, or have been, maybe you've done a thing at work or something, or just with friends. The advertising opportunities, such as you're familiar with blocks, it has leaderboard ads, has right rail ads. The image sizes are the same as what you're used to in blocks. So if you have somebody that you're currently doing business with, advertising on your site or on your in print, you can easily go ahead and if they buy this, then you could use the same ad if you want to, if they want you to, whatever the case may be. These are all fixed and targeted on every page. The right rail and the leaderboard ad is probably the most value to you as somebody that's seeking advertising dollars, because the right rail stays fixed on every page throughout the site. Now you can go ahead and assign multiple ads to the same ad position, just like you can in blocks. The difference here is every time the page loads, the next ad that's assigned to that position will go ahead and load as well. So additional advertising opportunities, as I had mentioned, the sponsorship packages, there's a couple of different ones. One is like the corporate sponsorship package, what we call the presenting sponsor. So you see over here in the graphic, you have the United Airlines logo. So they are the contest sponsor, and they're presenting this, this contest. So how you customize a sponsorship package is really up to you. What we've done is giving you the ability to go ahead and change the background image. So you could customize a background image maybe to whatever the advertiser would like to go ahead and have promoted to be like the wallpaper for the contest. There's obviously the presented by logo. Those are the dimensions, the pixel dimensions for each position. There's also a paid expert with a logo or avatar. So an expert is a user expert. There's 4 of them allocated to each contest. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take and allocate one of those user expert positions to the sponsor. So you could have United Airlines sponsoring or being a user expert. They can make their picks. They can enter comments as to why they picked the way they did, and so forth. You don't have to do that, but that's just another way to maybe go ahead and improve or make the sponsorship package more attractive. You can also there's a news feed on the front page, on the home page of the contest. You could go ahead and put in promotional announcements. Let's say Chick-fil-A is a sponsor and they're going to offer buy one, get one free. So you can enter that into your message feeds, and it'll go ahead and rotate through that ticker tape, if you will, on the home page. Another way to go ahead and put together sponsorships is by assigning, sponsoring or selling each round. You can throw in and change the leaderboard ad per round or that top rail ad position on the right. And you can also go ahead where it says week 1 or round 1, you could say, you can add into it, brought to you by, for example, Chick-fil-A. So that's another way you can go ahead and increase revenue through creating week by week or round by round different sponsorships. So we'll go ahead and take a look at a live demo. I'll let Doug go ahead and talk more about this as we go through it. And we launched for go. So this is the home page. So obviously we registered here. I'm going to go ahead and click login because is there a login you want to use, Doug? No? Okay.
So while Gary's logging in here, basically what will happen as your readers come to the site, or your site users will come, they can sign up for this for free. As you can see, it's just a basic email address and password that they can sign up for. Once they log in here, they will be taken to their dashboard where that they can make picks. They can see where they stand in terms of standings with whatever leagues that they are participating in. You'll see the news. They'll have the ability to upload their own and create their own jersey. So Gary, why don't you go to their admin and show them
The jersey?
the jersey, please. So this will allow you to customize your own personal logo that you'll have in here. So you can create a name on there, whether you want a uniform number, you can pick the color scheme that you would like with that there as well, or you can choose to have it randomized for you.
And let's put in, and then if they want stripes on the jerseys, they can do stripes. And yeah, I'll just go ahead
And then that will become your avatar for your own personal use then. As you can see, then you also have three choices. You can make your own picks, you can join a league, or you can always invite friends. One of the things that you do have the ability to do is you can create your own league. So if you do have a group of friends that you do want to compete against, you can set up your own private league as well.
You know, the one caveat though is everybody that registers to the site is going to be competing overall for the main prizes. But like if I wanted to create a league, I could say I got 10 buddies together and we all do a $20 buy-in and winner takes all type thing. That's just one scenario, or it could just be for bragging rights.
You will see the experts picks will be as you go to make your own picks. If you want to go there. If an expert has already made a pick for there, you will see their faces next to a particular pick so you can see who's picked what there. This will be the picking interface that you will see. It starts with the 4 play-in games as well, so they will be picking those. And then as you make those selections, those will feed into the bracket itself. The brackets will be all laid out. There is no setup for you. This will all be preloaded onto your site, so you guys don't have to go through and monitor doing any of the grading or anything like that. This is all going to be an automatic process for you and your staff. As a user on the front end, I will simply come through here. I will simply click on the name of the team that I wish to advance, and then it's basically bracket style. You move on and on. We do have this particular bracket here. Was pulled in from last year, so we did do some grading on it, so you can kind of see how that process works. I don't know how well this shows up on your screen, but if you get the team right, like Kentucky there, that will go green. If you get it wrong, like Arizona, then it will be red and crossed out. The points that will be assigned to each of those rounds, as you see there, they will double as you go up. So it'll be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 points if you get the national champion correct. And then those points will be how you determine the standings there as well. Gary, I don't know, can you go down and show them view the expert brackets? Click on one of those.
Oopsie, where'd you go?
You went away. Okay.
I can refresh, maybe.
As he's refreshing the page there, the last thing that you saw kind of down there below is the tiebreakers. There are 2 tiebreakers in there. Like he said, there will be the total score of that game, and then there will also be then also the total rebounds of that game as well. So by chance that there are multiple people that manage to get a similar score or the same score, we do have tiebreakers in place.
So I just clicked on Brad.
Okay.
So this is his picks.
Excellent. So if you do have someone, if you are someone who maybe you want to participate, but maybe you don't know these teams as well as some other folks, you can see how these experts have picked to give you kind of a head start on your own picking there.
You want to look at standings then?
Yep, and then go ahead and go to standings. Standings page, pretty straightforward stuff. They'll tell you how many you got right, how many you got wrong, and then the score going down the right-hand side down below there. Should all be laid out for you, fairly straightforward. You can click on Once a round has been graded, then you can go and click on a random person and see their bracket and their choices as well. So you can see what they picked.
Yeah.
That generally comes into play generally in those later rounds where you want to say, well, I've got Kentucky as the national champion, Gary's got Duke. You know, we want to see kind of how those are going to play out, so you know the potential, the scenarios of whether how close you are to winning.
Okay. Anything else in here?
Nope, that's pretty much the highlights of that. Like I said, all this will be automated, so that you don't have to go through and do all the grading. That will all happen as the rounds are finished, and basically day by day, so that you and your staff won't have to do that. They can come in here, people can come in here and see how their standings are. Like I said, they will have, the games themselves will be updated every 5 minutes, so you will know in real time whether somebody is winning or losing that particular contest.
So the only thing that you would really have to add to this, and this site, this is just a demo site, so we didn't put any advertisers on here except for a presenting sponsor. But you would have a leaderboard ad up here, you would have a right rail ad here, a middle one down here, you'd have a middle leaderboard here above the expert picks, and then you'd have a bottom rail, and then you'd have a bottom leaderboard. So that's where the ad positions will then show up. And we can certainly assist you in doing that. It's not a big learning curve on getting an ad positioned on here, so please reach out if you're interested in this, and we can go ahead and help you get set up with a one-on-one demo and show you how to do a few of those things.
Do you want to show off the news tab on that?
The news tab? Yeah, so we talked about the way the stories come in is through an RSS feed. So that populates the headlines here. You got the top 5 headlines. If you create a story on the platform itself in the admin, it's going to populate this page, but any story that comes in is going to then populate the news page. If the URL was used for the story that might be on your site, then when they click the link here, then it's going to go to your site, and that's one way we drive traffic back to your site. So good point there. And then, so the promotional contest that we mentioned at the top of the webinar is our TownNews Bracket Pick'em Challenge. We're doing this. It's not for the public. It is open to all TownNews partners and their staff. There's prizes for the top 3 finishers. And if you are interested in this, just let us know. Actually, we'll be sending out an exclusive email invitation. It'll have complete details of how to sign up, where to go, what the contest is going to entail, and what the prize information is going to be all about. So all that information will be in that email. And then if you do want a one-on-one demo to learn more about this, you can feel free to reach out to myself or your regional sales manager, and they'll get you in contact with me as well. And we'll just go ahead and coordinate those on a case-by-case basis.
You guys ready for some questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. First question. Can you reverse publish the bracket to print in the newspaper?
No, not at this time. That is not something that we offer at this moment. It is strictly an online game.
Online game. How does this handle prizes?
Well, the prizes would have to be, once they're set up, you have a sponsor for them, then whoever wins, you will know who won your contest, and then you would just reach out to them and coordinate the delivery of the prize, confirmation, etc.
But you have to decide what prizes you're offering. That's not something that comes with the platform.
Yes,
right.
The sites will be in charge of setting their own prizes, so you have the total flexibility in that of how big or small of a prize you wish to offer.
Yeah, that could be part of the sponsorship package. Maybe somebody's going to pay a combination of dollars and give you the prize. Maybe the prize is going to be a 65-inch internet TV or something like that. Second place might be, I don't know, $100 or whatever the case may be. So you determine what that prize package is going to be based on who you can get together to be a corporate sponsor and what they might be available or might be willing to go ahead and provide.
Do ads display next to the brackets or only on the login page?
The
Do you want
the bracket page, the My Picks page,
Is only,
it's not, it doesn't support the right rail.
right, so that will not appear there.
Yeah, so it won't appear on the standings page or the My Picks page on the right rail.
The presented by sponsor will.
Yeah, the presented by sponsor does because it's in the header there. One of the reasons why that was done is from a development perspective, trying to make it mobile friendly.
So speaking of that, how does the bracket translate to mobile?
So it will show up on a mobile device. It will not be quite the bracket look that we saw earlier, but it will be, there are regions that you will click on, and then you'll click on them round by round, but the process is still the same. You'll still pick the team that you think will win. That will advance that team to the next round. You will simply then move on to round two, pick who you want of the next two opportunities, next two teams there.
Who chooses the experts?
You do. If you've got somebody in your market that is pretty well-renowned blogger or a sports reporter that has done a pretty good job, or your sports editor, you could have a couple of different, 3 or 4 people to go ahead and be your user experts. I just wouldn't say throw anybody out there because it's a contest and you would want some sort of qualitative information that users could rely on somewhat.
The news stories or the content, is that automatically syndicated across all TownNews?
No, that'll be based on the feed that's set up on your contest. It will populate your contest only.
Could you populate it with Content Exchange if you're part of that?
These are mostly pulled in through an RSS feed, so if your Content Exchange, if you have the outgoing for your Content Exchange, yes, you could, in theory, do that.
Is this available to use this March for the basketball tourney?
Yes, that's exactly what this is for, is for the...
Because we had last year's information there, but we are ready for this year.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
The last year's information was just for demonstration purposes, so that you could see what the interface would look like. When the Selection Sunday is announced, the teams will be loaded in either that night or the next morning. So we'll be ready to go for this March.
Is there a cost to use this platform?
Yes, there is. I would contact your regional sales rep and they can go, they can tell you exactly what the cost would be. It's a tiered pricing model, but it's a one-time fee. It's a setup, and that's it. That's all there is to it.
Is there any additional cost to a school for doing this? I think that's also contact your sales rep.
Yeah, contact your sales rep. That'd be a good idea.
Can we set it up to give prizes per round?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a lot of questions, and I'm just trying to keep them straight. Is this set up through a URL other than our website, or is it a page within our current site?
No, it's a unique domain, so it'd be a unique URL that we would set up. You would just let us know what that domain name would be, and then we'd take care of the setup for you.
You can link back off of your main site to here. You could set up a link, and I would recommend that.
Yeah.
When do we have to sign on by?
Well, the tournament's going to be, I would say, in order for you to go ahead and have the time to put together and get out there and talk to your advertisers, your prospects, that the sooner the better. But I would say probably no later than maybe by the middle of the second week of February. Give yourself some time to get organized and get some advertisers set up, and then that also gives us time, or gives you time to let us work with you to make sure those ads are being placed properly where you want them.
Are there picks for the round of 16 and the round of 4? Like, my bracket was bad, I want another chance contest, or you have to do all your picks at once?
You do have to do all your picks at once. We're not offering any type of second chance opportunity at this point. This is just a straight picking the first 64, 68.
Will the users who sign up also be signed up as users on our site? If you create a login for the bracket challenge, are you also creating a login for their site?
No, but it does work the other way around. If they are already a registered user on your site, they can log in with their credentials on this.
Nice. Do you actually type in the name of a team, or do you just pick them?
You'll simply just click on the name of the team. So each of the teams will be listed out, and you'll simply, if you think Team A will be Team B, you'll simply click on Team A's name.
So you don't have to worry about misspelling a team name?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Let's say we have 80 people in the tourney. Are they competing only with each other or all other users using the system?
Just your contest.
Just your contest. So if they try to log in, and sorry, this is like random, going through the list. Great questions, everyone. If they try to create a user login for your game, and it's the same as for your site, will it recognize that, or can they have the both? You said you could log in with their existing credentials, but if they try to create, will it treat it as new?
Yes.
The question was, can the user login be the same as our main website?
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Can we embed any newsletter sign-up forms within this?
The email portion of the admin.
Yeah, I would think if you're going to do that for your regular site, you probably would do that as an ad. Be the easiest way to do that. When you click on that, it would take you back to your email sign-up page on your regular site. That'd be what I would do.
Will we have back-end access to placing the ads, or do we have to send them to you?
Nope.
You'll have back-end access to those.
Yep.
Your administrators will. I would recommend setting up a few administrators. Obviously, you don't want your entire staff running around back there.
Maybe your ad ops manager or sports editor, or somebody who's going to be in charge of administering the site. And that's why I stated earlier that we would help you make sure those positions, those ads are being positioned in the right position that you want them in. We would show you how to do that. A little bit of training, but it's not a large training curve.
Can a user enter more than one bracket?
It's one bracket per user.
It's one bracket per user, but there's no restriction if they have multiple email ads. It's one bracket per email address, but there's no restriction if they have multiple emails. Setting up with multiple emails.
Do ads serve through DFP?
Yes.
Do we recoup the cost with advertising, or can we charge an entry fee?
There's no way that's built into the platform right now to collect an entry fee. So the idea was to go ahead and recoup and generate the revenue through the advertising. We thought that requiring a fee to sign up might deter some users when there's so many free ones out there.
Do we have admin control in the back end to customize content feed, move ads, add blocks, etc.? How much?
Yeah, there's no blocks on this platform, but you do have admin access. You do have control for all the messaging, for all the news stories, for all of the ads, the color scheme, background images, all that stuff. You've got all that control.
But you don't have the ability to rearrange things.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't rearrange like moving a block into this region like you do with blocks. It's a static from that perspective.
Is the email function set up to send emails to users before, during, or after the contest?
Yes, that functionality is in there. You do have to set that up. I would recommend you set that up early though, so that you can push that out for folks to let them know to sign up.
Can we download the list of users to put into our email databases locally?
Yes. Yep, that's one of the big features that you'll want out of this.
Yeah, that goes towards growing your target audience, that you'd be able to go ahead and capture those users.
Someone noted, be careful charging a fee to participate, as that constitutes a lottery in most states, which is illegal gambling.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for the feedback, that's helpful. What other contests are available through GamesPerform?
GamesPerform, there's 3 different platforms, as I stated, and this is another unique contest that we added to the college platform. But it does support all college and pro sports. So we just concluded college football season and the bowl season. I've got one site that I've bookmarked that did that football contest all the way through the championship bowl game. If you want to demo with me, I can show that to you. You can also do prep sports, covering local high school sports. You can cover, set up a contest for intramural sports, for youth leagues, maybe dad's clubs, the YMCA's, community organizations, recreational leagues. You could set up the contest pretty much anything, even localized sports. If you have a local professional football team or baseball team, hockey, whatever the case may be, you can do a localized sports contest.
Back to the unique URLs. Mm-hmm. Do we have to buy a URL for our specific bracket challenge, or do we use TownNews?
You give us the name of the URL that you want to use, and that is all covered in the one-time fee for the contest itself. So we'd set that up for you. And then obviously you'd have a link on your navigation bar, or maybe you have a promo ad on your site, or something in print to drive traffic to the contest site. But yeah.
Okay, I think we got them all. Thank you everyone for the great questions. Oh, there's one more. Once we pay the fee, do we continue to get to use it next year?
This is based on just each contest. So the URL is going to be yours. Okay, so it's just like any other domain name gets registered, and there's like a $40 domain registration renewal every year. So when we set up and launch another contest, then there would be a fee for that contest for the next year. If you're interested in doing what's coming up next, I'm drawing a blank here. Baseball season. Some interest in baseball season, depending on what part of the country you're in, but which in my conversations with publishers, that it's been hit and miss. Some are interested in it, some aren't. But then you could use a domain to go ahead and set that contest up, that baseball contest up on there. So you would be able to avoid another setup.
Can we add our Google tags for page view?
Yes, this will support Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. You can plug those things in and track your analytics.
Yep.
Is there an option to make those jerseys basketball jerseys instead of football?
I was actually looking at that yesterday. I'm going to put in a feature request for that. Yeah.
So yeah, we still have time to go ahead and change that.
Nice catch.
Yeah, that is a nice catch. But I had that thought myself, like, okay, this is basketball. That's why I went with the name on the back.
What is the cost?
It depends. You have to go ahead and contact your regional sales manager, or you can call in and talk to myself. But it's a tiered pricing based on page views, but it's a one-time fee.
Do IQ ads populate to the ad spots?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because the programmatic ads run through Google DFP, we can tie them to IQ ads. Google Ad Manager.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as they can take a tag to put on those pages, then yes, because it's outside of blocks.
Is the one-time fee based on page views of the contest or page views of our website?
Website. Because it's indicative of the size of market that you're in.
Okay. That was a lot of questions. That was great. Okay, do you want to go ahead to the next?
I think that was it.
No, there's one.
Oh.
So there's lots of ways for you to stay connected with us. You can visit our documentation page at help.blockcms.com. You can call our support or visit support.townnews.com. Call 1-800-293-9576. You can visit our partner community, community.townnews.com. It's a great place to share ideas for what you're doing and ask questions of what everyone else is doing. You can check out our service status at townnews.status.io. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. Sign up for one of our many newsletters on our website, or come see us at the Mega Conference at the end of February. Let's see if I've got any other questions that came in. What's the easiest way to show a demo to an advertiser?
Send them the URL. And this WCNCbracket.com is available out there right now, so you can show them what we just looked at today.
Okay. That way people can gauge whether their advertisers would be interested enough for them to pick up sponsors.
Yes. Please do be aware that that is our demo site, and that is the one that our developer works on. So if they go there and they say, yeah, this is broken, or hey, this thing's not working right now, he may be working on a piece of it. So please do be aware of that this does change over the course of time.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you work with your advertisers and questions come up, that's the kind of feedback that you could probably get some quick answers through your regional sales rep, or just calling here in the Town News and asking for myself. This is Gary, and we can help expedite those answers for you.
Can you repeat that demo site URL one more time?
WCNCbracket.com.
Thank you again, everyone. As Gary mentioned, feel free to give him a call if you have any more questions, or call your sales rep. And I think that's all we have for today, so we will see you in February.